And scene.
You want to introduce this one?
You gonna let me do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Wow.
I'll let you do it.
Hey yo! Welcome back to the Saucy Boys podcast. I go by the name of Michael Stokes, and you know I'm always here with the incomparable.
Chaku, Nunchuck. You know what? I'm out of it today. I've had a long week.
Why you out of it, bud?
So, I mean, between gigs and then just like being out and like working and trying to stay in the gym and like do all that shit, I'm at a wall right now. So,
never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
I'm at a wall.
I'm gonna let you do you.
It's whatever. We're gonna make it through this. I mean, I know you're gonna make it through, but I don't know about me.
Well, if that's the case, you're along for the ride, so I'm gonna take you there.
I'm here. Mike's leading the show today.
Yeah.
As you can see, if you're watching the YouTube, I'm in a more relaxed pose today.
He got in. He liked the nigga in the passenger seat with that bitch on full recline.
Yep.
Like it's like if I get in the car. If you get in your girl's car and her passenger seat's lean back like that, you immediately like, who the fuck you have in here?
Yo, who's sitting in here?
Yeah, who the fuck sitting in here? What nigga you have in this bitch?
It's funny because like my passenger seat's always like lean back like that because most of the time like you ride with me.
Yeah.
And she got in one day and she was like, yo, why the fuck is your seat back so far? She's like, is your driver's seat like that? And I was like, nah, it's just I don't know.
It could be. I know my Impala's like that. It's like it's real low to the earth, but it's deep and it's comfy as fuck.
Cause see, I got a Passat.
Yeah.
And so like my seats, it feels kind of it's comfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm like on super lean.
It could be.
But see, I've been trying to work on my posture too.
And I thank you for saying that because I have started sitting my chair up.
Yeah.
In every car I've had prior, I always put a lean to where like the seat was past that little threshold separating like the front and back seat
by the seatbelt.
Yeah. It was past that, and after a while, I was like, you know what? I enjoy driving like this, but fuck, I gotta get up on my steering wheel because the Impala's so deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like now I got that bitch straight up, but I still feel like I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, cause I read it was maybe about a good like.
Sorry about that.
Like good. Oh man, it's maybe a good like 4 or 5 years, probably farther back than that. But I read something where it was like if you have a wallet and like you put your wallet in your back pocket, like that fucks up your spine.
Yeah,
and it like makes you. So I don't have a wallet anymore. I haven't had one for the longest time.
This is why I carry the fanny. No.
Yeah. So with that, it's just like doing that, just trying to be more conscious about like how my posture is, especially because like I DJ too. So if y'all don't know by now, y'all are gonna hear me repeat a lot of shit, so bear with me. But I mean, doing that, like if the tables aren't tall enough, like it's like I'm hunched over. So
I feel
my posture's kind of.
I feel like the wallet thing. I had dropped the wallet years ago in my car just because out of convenience. It's hard to always like lean over and shit and get that motherfucker out if you're going somewhere. Whereas opposed to if you have like a center console, you can just put that shit in. Like I always did. That's what I always do.
What's up with dads and thick ass wallets? Because my dad's wallet is fucking.
Yes.
My dad's wallet is thick. He goes through wallets, and I'm like, how do you go through a wallet? That shit is crazy.
That's how you know you're old. Yeah. When your wallet is fucking fat as shit.
Fucking thick.
Yo, because in the job I work with is a financial industry. Motherfuckers come up to me with them brick fucking wallets all the time, and they like slap them on the fucking counter, and I'm just like, God damn! Like,
and it's funny when you watch them go through this shit because they're like, oh, it's just like a bunch of receipts, and
it was
like cards and.
Can I get your ID, please? And it's like, it takes them 5 fucking minutes to get to their ID and shit. It's like, damn, do you really need all that shit in there?
See, my dad's good about that because his is always in the same spot. But I'm just like, he has like secret pockets in his shit. And I'm just like, how you got all this in a wallet? Like, that shit is magical. It's thick as hell.
Yeah.
It's bigger than like 2 DVD cases stacked on each other. But I just,
I don't know.
What's the deal with that? Is that like a...
I think it's just it's a rite of passage when you become an old nigga, man. I swear. Like, just we got to look out for that. That's when we know we old.
See, that's why I don't carry. I have a clip that has my cards in it, and that's it.
See, I can never bring myself to get the clip like that because I just feel like it's so much. Even it's still the same thing. If I lose my wallet, I still lose all my cards and shit like that. But I feel like the clip is the same. I feel like it's like, man, I'm always just like, damn, if I lose that, like I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with the wallet. Also the same thing with people who put all their shit on their phone. Yeah. My only thing with the phone is like if they steal my phone, they got my phone too. Yeah. And that's why I'm just like that. I don't like that shit.
So what I do is I have like 3 cards that I usually carry around, and then like a couple of IDs. But if I do happen to lose my shit, which I'm pretty good about, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm pretty good about holding on to like that's one thing I always check for. Yeah. Just depends on what pants I'm wearing, because if I wear like sweatpants, that shit falls out all the time. But like I'll carry like 3 or 4 cards, and then if I do happen to leave my shit at home, like I have like Apple Pay or like whatever, so I can pay for stuff that way. And then like the only thing that sucks is you don't have like ID. Yeah. So, but yeah.
I don't know. Just it might be time for you to invest in a nice little man purse.
I might get like a little satchel.
I mean, they got dope ones everywhere, man. That's
the crossbody jank.
That's how it starts. Like I found the one you were with me when I got the camo one at Macy's, and then I went to Van's store up in the Galleria in Dallas, and that's where I got the one that I be rocking right now.
See, I don't know how I feel about the crossbody shit. Like, I don't know.
I don't even wear crossbody all the time. Like, I'll just throw it over my neck sometimes just to bring it in.
I probably wear my shit like a nerd, like all up front. Like, hey, hold on, let me find my ID real quick.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
I thought nope, that's a gift card. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Well, to all the listeners and viewers, if you are watching this, we did survive and make it to March. I know a lot of y'all are talking about PTSD because it was exactly 1 year ago where the world changed and went crazy. So this March, though, well, every March we've discovered is Women's History Month.
Women's History Month.
And so it's Women's History because basically a lot of important shit has happened in the month of March throughout history for women, pushing them forward. We won't divulge all of it, but I'll throw a little factoid out to you right now. Title IX happened in, I believe it was 1972 for women, and that was a big movement forward for women's rights. But also along the lines of it being Women's History Month, what we decided to do this month for our bevies of the show, they're all going to be women-owned bevy of the shows. So
that is correct.
That's the way we're doing it for so these 4 episodes for this month. That's how it's gonna be. So we'll be able to give you some more information on each of the bevies. But with that being said, we're gonna kick this month off with, something we probably could have done last month too for Black History Month, but it just so happens to carry over to this month too. Right now, we're going to be drinking on this show Uncle Nearest small batch whiskey. Now, if you don't know much about Uncle Nearest is basically the man who taught Jack Daniels everything he knows. Jack Daniels hired him on once he got old enough to do that, and Uncle Nearest really never got the praise that he deserved for the longest time. But Uncle Nearest taught basically everybody in that same Tennessee region how to filter their whiskey through charcoal, because it's an old African what's it called, tactic that they used to use to filter their water back in Africa or whatnot. That his was passed forward to him when he came to America. So we're gonna get this shit cracking. See what's popping with it.
Did his research on it.
I had to. You're probably wondering, like, well, Uncle Nearest, how is that woman owned? Actually, the descendant who owns it today is his great great grandniece, I believe. Let me get her name. I don't want to butcher it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more posts about Uncle Nearest. I never knew about it until I think you brought it up, and then after I seen that, after you brought it up, I've been seeing it everywhere. So I'm excited to try it.
The owner is Fawn Weaver, who is let me see. Get there. Who owns Uncle Nearest? Should have saw this earlier. Sorry about that, peeps. Yeah, so it's owned by Grant Sidney Inc. Grant Sidney Inc. is wholly owned by Fawn Weaver, and Fawn Weaver is the CEO. And where does it talk about that she is the descendant of Uncle Nearest? I'll be able to find it eventually, but yeah,
somewhere down the line,
somewhere down there. So I don't want to hold you, but let me go ahead and get this top popping. Before we go forward with this, I do have to pass a little disclaimer. I told you this earlier. I am not a sour whiskey guy. I'm not. I don't like Jack Daniels. I don't like Jim Beam. I'm doing this for the culture. I'm gonna be real.
I'm in agreement. I've never been like a big Jack Daniels fan or what's the other drink?
Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Any type of bourbon or whatnot.
None of that. It's not my stick.
I'm just not my thing. But we doing this though for the culture and everything.
We're gonna get the tops popped on it.
Let's get this ASMR rolling real quick.
Ooh,
it's a good one.
Like the little ping at the end.
Smell pretty good. It smelled like just about most other ones that I've had. You want to get a little whiskey?
Let me get a little whiskey.
Little whiskey.
Okay.
It's a decent blend.
Okay. Been curated by descendants of Nearest Green. All right.
My man.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go ahead and get a little pour up first.
All right, so we're going to do it straight first. No ice, just a little
straight up.
A little sip.
Oh, you going hamsies with that.
Look that's just how like Jeffrey Wright poured it up in that video I watched before this.
Oh, that was
yeah, that's what that was.
I was like, why does his voice sound so familiar? Oh man.
Vibrant and flavorful.
Cool beans.
Give you more or no?
All right, well, 2 Women's History Month.
Little Klinsky.
Cheersies.
Yes, sir. It's not a shot, Chaku.
Yeah.
That is not as bad as I thought it would be.
I was expecting like some like Jim Beam or like some Jack shit since we were talking about it, but this is actually pretty smooth. It's really good. Now,
it could be that I got the small batch whiskey because the other one is Uncle Nearest 1856. This is 1884, so this is the I guess the premium label on it. Single barrel also.
Okay.
So
I dig it. See, I was about to shoot it. I was about to just it's been a long week.
You could. I feel it. I mean, it's in the chest.
You were like, it's not a shot. I'm like, no, everything's a shot.
Everything's a shot.
Everything's a shot.
You gotta shoot it, boy.
God damn it.
But no, what I was gonna say, like, it's got flavor, but it don't have no like the aftertaste that I'm not looking for with Jack Daniels and
like Jim,
and all that shit.
And it's funny because like I've seen so many people that like drink that shit regular and they're like, what? You don't like Jack Daniels or like Jim Beam?
Beam and Coke.
And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I could probably sip this straight.
I'm gonna put a little chunky ice. See if it turns it up.
Cool. Man, I need to get that thing to where you make them ice cubes, the big joints.
Yeah.
Or the spheres.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, okay, so I seen some shit, and I need to stay off TikTok. I don't know if this shit is real. I didn't do my research, but there was this video where this dude like bought this expensive fridge, and the ice maker made the ice spheres. Like it makes the.
Was it Elon Musk's fridge or some shit?
Shit, probably. I don't know. That motherfucker has all the special shit.
Motherfuckers is crazy, man. If I had a fridge that did that, I'd like make like ice sculptures. So like every time I had a party and shit, I'd like punch that bitch in to make me a nice little ice sculpture.
Just say like Saucy Boys.
Yeah,
nice.
Saucy Boys, like SB or something like that.
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Speaking of TikTok, so I have a video right now. It's currently like one of my favorite ones, and I've seen multiple people like duet it and like post it up, but this shit makes me laugh so hard. And it's the one where the lady who's like calling the cops on the dude for parking somewhere, and she sounds like Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron. That shit is hilarious. Bro, every time I see that, no matter who duets this shit, like when I hear a voice, I just fucking lose it. That shit is hilarious.
But isn't that the thing with TikTok? Like you're the TikTok expert, you and my girl. But isn't like one video gets popping and then everybody makes their own version or recreation of it, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or they use like other people's sounds and they just like redo it, which is
like the fucking oh no. No. I hear that shit all the fucking time. Like, how are you still watching the same video from like 6 months ago?
I hate that one. I hate the song for the silhouette challenge. I hate that shit. I need to stop saying hate because that's such a strong word. I
hate it.
I dislike it very much. Just like I hate traffic on fucking 1604. This shit is the worst. We'll get into that after this. But there's a lot of shit that I see on TikTok now that's like super corny and I just don't really fuck with it, so I'm always like skipping videos.
Yeah.
And then I find myself skipping videos if it doesn't have a lot of views.
Mm-hmm. This guy.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, fuck that video.
Man, shit.
But then I'm like, damn, it could have been like somebody's shit that
I know
I
was trying to get off. You probably could have been first on it and been like, yo, I saw that shit.
I saw that
shit when you had no views, my guy.
Well, it's because people like they take each other's stuff so much, so you don't really know like which one's the actual original, thing. So I've seen some videos where it's like it's funny, and then there's like a whole nother person that originally did the video, and I'm like, oh, this one's way funnier.
Yeah.
So now it kind of taints it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm not I don't have TikTok. I refuse to get it. But the big video that I've seen that's still my favorite is the Law and Order theme song one. That one, it's classic. It's perfect.
I just like how it comes around the corner.
Yeah, with the flute, with the hat all cocked to the side.
Everybody's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and every time I watch Law and Order, that shit happens, and I'm always just like, God, every fucking time it gets me.
I think I have that one saved in my phone, and I just like sometimes I go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
because that's a good one. So I posted this video the other day, and my Ring camera at my house caught me like walking out, and I was like laughing, and it was this video where this dude's like playing with this remote control car, but it can like drive on like the ceiling and shit.
Yeah,
and he's like, man, I was so hyped. And he's like, this shit happened, and you see the car just drop and like hit him in the head. For some reason, I don't know if it's just lack of sleep or if it's just like that shit was really that funny. But when I seen it, I just started like dying laughing. I'm like walking out the house. I'm like, oh shit, I got a Ring camera. Like that shit probably caught me. So yeah, but I clipped it and I put it up, and everybody's laughing and shit. So yeah, I need to stay off TikTok. I need to find something else to do with my spare time.
TikTok motherfuckers need a hobby.
For real. Nah, cause like I find myself like if I'm sitting in traffic, I'm just like, fuck traffic, fuck 1604. Yeah, I find myself going through like videos and shit, but
yeah.
Or somebody will send me some shit and I'm just like watching it.
I don't know. I slander TikTok, but yet I'm still on Twitter.
I mean, you still gonna get the videos.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
like,
I see every pop-in TikTok video on Twitter eventually.
Because people are gonna post them on their reels on Instagram or whatever. But I think for this year, I think I'm just gonna stick to Instagram. I'm not doing the Facebook thing no more. I'm not doing Twitter or
people
Snapchat.
Are crazy, man.
I think I'm just done with it. Instagram seems more like a platform that I don't really have, because I don't have to pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could just post something and like leave it. I don't care about notifications or like anything like that. But like I find myself on Facebook or like Snap and shit. I'm just like, nah, I need to leave this alone. So,
I don't know. I've trained myself over the last 6 years to just not give a fuck about Facebook or Snapchat that much. Yeah. So with those, it doesn't bother me. Whenever we do promote the show on them, I just drop stuff and dip. Like I don't see who looks at it. I don't get none of that information. Like I had hit friends back because like I actually logged onto my Facebook on my laptop recently and saw my messenger, and it's like motherfuckers hit me up like 2 months ago. Yeah. Like, asking me what's going on and shit like that and what's popping, and I'm just like, oh shit, my bad. Like, hey, no disrespect. It's not that I don't like y'all or nothing, but it's just like I don't be fucking with this app like that.
I did a gig on Sunday at Spoilers, and one of the owners, he's like, yo, he's like, dog, I sent you a message like months ago. I've been trying to, I'm like, oh shit, my bad. Yeah. And we had like a little thread going, but it's just like I don't get notifications for that because for one, I turned off all my notifications, and then two, it's just like when you're on the app, like it doesn't show. I don't think, like if you get messages. and so you have to download like the Messenger app.
Yeah, and that's what always turned me off to it, when they separated the Messenger from the from Facebook app, which was around the same time I stopped fucking with Facebook. That's when I was just like, that's stupid. I'm not doing that. I'm not downloading a whole nother fucking app just to read my messages. It's fucking dumb.
But see, then they have this other thing now, because Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
So they have like this business suite where it connects like all of them. That's just too many fucking apps.
I'm saying,
too, like, there's too much.
Like, why does it have to be another app for it when Instagram is still owned by you, but they can still incorporate their messages?
Like, just make it all one thing. But keep Facebook.
Yeah.
Leave Insta. And you know what I hate about Instagram right now? Damn, I gotta stop saying hate. You know what I don't like about Instagram is the fact that like they don't do shit like chronological no more. It's just like it's all random.
You see, that seems like a figment of the past, bro. Like, cause I remember on my, I of course I have my original Instagram from like 2012 whenever I started that shit, and like I remember vividly when I hopped off of everything when I took my like social media sabbatical in like 2015 for like a year, and then coming back and like trying to get on Instagram and being like, yo, why the fuck isn't, like, why am I scrolling and shit's popping up from like a week ago? Like, that's stupid. I don't like it. Now I'm so trained to it that I don't even think about it no more.
I still don't like it.
But I guess that's why more people, they post all their shit through stories instead of actually doing the post.
Because like I'll scroll through and it's like, oh, this was like 2 hours ago, and then the next post is like last week, and I'm like,
well, damn, that was funny. Would have liked to see it last week when everyone else did. Like, shit.
I'm all late to the fucking party. But yeah, man, that shit just, I don't know. Enough of our social media rants.
We gotta quit ranting. That's how we know we're getting old. But shit, also down here, we did tell you last week we survived Snowvid down here in Texas, but now another monumental thing has happened in this state. Our great governor, our piece of shit governor, has lifted our mask mandates statewide and opened businesses 100% throughout the state. How do you feel about that, Chaku?
Do y'all really want to know? Yes, you do. Okay, so I don't really mind the opening of businesses. I think it's a good thing as long as everybody's still properly distanced. And, you know, like, be mindful of shit that's around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go into a restaurant and it's packed and they have a patio, I would suggest sitting on the patio if the weather's nice, and if not, you know, maybe find somewhere else to go. That's just me. Like, if you're in a closed space where there's a bunch of people and they're like, they don't have their masks on, and, you know, of course you're gonna get some shit, but just be mindful of like people around you. So for me personally, I'm gonna still wear the mask, and I don't really mind wearing the mask. I know some people that said like, oh, I have asthma,
but they've been bitching about it since day one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But I mean, like, after, it's just habit for me now, and it's just like, all right, like, let me put my mask on because I don't want to get nobody sick just in case I'm sick. Yeah, it's more so like I'm trying to protect people around me.
The dumb thing about it is, with our governor like basically going behind everyone's backs and doing this shit, it opens the state up to more conflict, for unnecessary conflict for things. Yeah. Because what people don't understand is that, yes, the governor did say that the mandate is not necessary for anywhere else. It doesn't mean that the private business doesn't have a say in that.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, and these businesses, they can still hold their mandate and say, no, you wear your mask in our store or whatever.
And I've seen a couple of businesses post since they announced it that were saying like, hey, like, we're still enforcing this. Mm-hmm. And I just hate the fact that like people still feel like they can go in somewhere and just be an asshole to people. Yeah. But that's like their store policy. Exactly. It's not saying that like, hey, like you have to wear a mask. It's like, nah, you don't have to wear a mask, but you can't come in here with that shit. Like,
now, sorry. I was gonna say, like, case in point, like an example would be like Walmart. Walmart is an international corporation. Just because Texas and Atlanta don't have holds and shit on there, that doesn't mean every other state that has Walmart doesn't. Yeah. So it's just like, why are you gonna lift it for these two states, but the other 48 states that have Walmart still have to go by it? And that's you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And I think that would be an issue where it's like, no, policy wide, we'll keep them on. Also, like a McDonald's. Yeah. You have to keep wearing your shit.
And I think a lot of businesses are going to do that, but it sucks because you're going to have those people out there that are just like
looking for conflict.
Yeah, looking for conflict and hate masks and like, oh, like, I'm not wearing that shit. That's like, infringing upon my rights and blah blah blah.
My social liberties.
Like, bro, it's really not that hard. And if you can't do it, then just like stay home.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to fucking see you. I do it just because, for one, like you said, you could be asymptomatic and, you know, out here with no mask and you just touching, and people are fucking nasty. You figure, like, with all this shit going on, like, they would be more conscious of, you know, their hygiene and shit that they do, but they're not. And we've talked about this plenty of fucking times, and it's like, how hard is it to wash your hands?
I can't tell you how many times I'll go to the restroom, and at my job in the men's restroom there is one stall and one urinal. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the stall, you can see who's in the urinal. You can see their feet or whatnot, and you can also hear if they use the wash their hands when they leave. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've been in the stall doing my business. You know what I'm talking about?
Big business, baby.
Big business, baby. And like somebody will come in, and I can hear them pissing, taking forever, touching all over their shit, and then they'll just fucking walk right out. I don't hear the water run. I don't hear shit.
At least hit the hand sanitizer.
They don't do a goddamn thing. They just leave.
They don't. And it's funny because I see it. And it's like you go out places, like restaurants or whatever, and like you'll go in the bathroom and you'll see people in the bathroom. And like I'll see dudes like at the urinal fucking texting and shit, like with their dick out. And then they just like flush the toilet with the hand that they're holding their phone and then put their shit away and then just walk out. And I'm like, bruh. Like, and then you gonna walk out and fucking high five your buddies and shit. Like,
my guy, man.
What's up, dude? It's like, bro, you just all dick in hand, your phone's all nasty. I couldn't tell. Like, you can't say like these people's phones are just fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah,
I'm constantly wiping my shit off. So
I would pay somebody to lick somebody's phone.
Like
just lick the screen.
Shit, they do it.
I'll pay you $1,000.
Somebody gonna take you up on that shit. Like, well, fuck it. Yeah, man, but that's just crazy. It's like you figure, like, after all of this, and it's just one of those things, it's like, yo, you can get this shit anywhere. Like, wash your hands. It's not that hard. Or sanitize. We ain't telling you to fucking scrub your shit clean, but at least do something to help prevent. Yeah. Don't sit there and just fucking walk around like you fucking invincible, because you're not.
I think it's funny because last week at the job, it was the first time in a minute that we had like someone who just didn't want to wear the mask, and they came in, and I wasn't at my normal location. I was subbing in at a different location. Ooh, get that ASMR, baby.
Sorry,
get that shit.
I was trying to do it.
No, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Get it. I'm all about it. That shit.
Let me try it again.
Shit's great. ASMR.
There it is.
But yeah, homeboy like walked in, and like the manager was like talking to me, and she was like, "Oh, yo, let me give you a mask," and he like shook his head no. Mind you, this dude's like 55. Like, he started shaking his head no, like he was like a toddler.
Then he said,
like, yeah, he did that. He was like, like that. And then like he tried to pull his shirt over his face and do his business. And like my boss, she was just like, "What are you doing? Here, take this." He's like, "These things are fucking stupid." And he like said that. And I was just like, bro, like seriously?
Fucking threw a fit like a toddler.
Like, wait, come on, grow the fuck up, man. Like, that's stupid.
I had somebody comment on my post earlier because I was like, I'm still gonna wear the mask because y'all nasty. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad they're done with this." I'm like, bro,
nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Because there's still majority of people, and I hope, like, with a lot of shit that I've seen, like, if you don't want to wear a mask, don't. That's cool. Like, whatever. It's your choice. But I just, with all this shit going down, at least till, like, more people get vaccinated and the shit kind of calms down. Because once things start going, green, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's going well. Like, nobody's dying." And it's like, all right, let's lift the mandate and let's open up the state. And then next thing you know, our whole summer's fucked.
Red again.
Because, everybody
July
wants to be
4th at home again, guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to look forward to fucking sitting at your house and watching fireworks on TV.
Speaking of that, you know what? I was going through my closet the other day, just like hanging up more shit because I got a shopping fetish. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was buying like more shit and I was hanging stuff up, and I came across that 4th of July shirt that I had. This like the bomb pops all over it, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, damn, I feel like I ain't seen this shirt in a long time, like, but I swear I just wore it, and I had to realize I was like, oh shit, that was 2019 4th of July. I didn't wear this last year, so I was like, this shirt's been sitting in the closet for a whole fucking year or more.
Damn.
Like, because I remember for 2019, like, I bought a shirt specifically for the 4th because I knew it was, like, a day that I'd be off. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, I'm going to get this fit off when I go out and shit. And that's when I met you at the bar that one night, and I had that shit on. I was like, yo, this shit is clean. And I thought, like, oh, I'm going to get this off every year. And then I had a moment where I was like, oh, shit, I forgot I had this.
I missed the year.
Like, yeah.
I remember, like, back in the day when everybody was wearing like cargo shorts, the camouflage ones with the, and that was like, there was like all like niggas outfit for 4th of July, and it was all the same shit. It was like the camo shorts with the dunks or whatever. Yeah. And a white tee or some shit.
And the fucking the bandana wrapped around the head and shit.
Yeah. But my thing is I'm gonna wear the mask. If you don't want to wear your mask and you're one of those people, then
fuck you.
I mean, I was gonna go that far, but I mean, if that's your thing, like whatever.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
you know?
Fuck it. Like,
just don't come around my way and don't get up in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get mad at me if I'm just like, hey, like, back the fuck up.
No, back the fuck up. Fuck off, bro. You know what I'm saying? But no.
But it's crazy to think that it's already been a year. I was on a cruise around this time last year.
I'm saying.
Like, just taking chances.
That's crazy, bro.
I was
just wheeling and dealing.
I was on a boat with motherfuckers just out there in the middle of the ocean, dodging COVID. Like,
didn't even know your ass could have been stuck out there for real. Months.
Right when we got back, that's when shit got crazy. And it's funny because like the whole time I was in Jamaica, like all them dudes out there, they was like, sanitize your hands. Like they was on it. Like they weren't fucking playing. Like you felt like if you didn't sanitize your hands, like you end up getting kidnapped or something. You wake up,
sanitize,
hands chopped off and shit because you ain't sanitize your hands. But
it's just crazy. Like, so I mean, I guess we're on track to be back to normal if this is the path we're taking. And it's, I mean, everyone knows about Georgia. Atlanta has been like wide open since last year. They never really put restrictions down. So that was always like the spot to go to.
That's the most fuck it city.
Yeah, the most fuck it city in America.
We thought Texans were hard.
And like Florida, it has just been right behind them, just like, yo.
Florida's like, fuck it, dude.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck, man. I was watching because Canelo had a fight over the weekend. It was in Miami.
Oh, did he win?
Yeah, he won.
Okay.
But there were like a lot of people going into the fight. And when I was at the gym the other day, I guess it was on like Telemundo. And so they were showing all the
Telemundo.
Stop, man. They were showing like all the Latin celebrities and people going in there. And I remember like, I think it was like, Guy Fieri's not Latin, but he was like walking in. I was thinking while I was walking on the treadmill, I was like, yo, where the fuck is this mask? Like, this nigga's just walking in with no fucking mask. And I had to think, I was like, oh, it's Florida. That's right. My bad.
I wonder how they doing down there. My sister lives in Tampa. Mm-hmm. So, thankfully her and her girlfriend and everybody, like, they've been good. Like, no COVID and shit over there. But just to be, because I have other friends in Florida, and they were saying, like, shit's been kind of crazy down there. With the COVID shit. But they're super lenient on the fuck. Like, they don't really care about the mask thing.
From what I've heard is, like, different parts of the state are address it different. Like, Orlando might be masked up, but Tampa might be relaxed. Miami might be laxed. You go somewhere else in the state, like, they're like, nah, you put your mask on.
It was funny too, because like when my sister came to visit, we went to a couple of spots, and like she would forget her mask. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, where's your mask at?
Yo, what you fucking
She's
doing?
like, fuck, I forgot.
Oh, fuck. I'm like, what are you doing? You trying to fuck me over?
So
I got a name.
Hey, Chaku, your sister ain't wearing no mask, dog.
You never work here again, Chaku.
I mean, that's been the case, recently. I'm down to 1 gig, baby.
I didn't want to get on that.
But it's all good.
You're going to bounce back, man.
I ain't worried about that.
You're going to bounce back like round ball, like Jigga said.
It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. I got people out there that fuck with me, so I'm cool with it.
Hey. You got to keep your head up.
Ooh, child. Things are good. All right, let me not sing.
Yeah. You're stupid. But yeah, back on this COVID shit, it's crazy, but I mean, by the way things are going, it feels like we're just going to be open by the end of the year, because I guess they're putting all the stock in the vaccines. Which, I mean, that's cool and all. I'm still not on track to get one. I've been seeing more and more people that I know personally getting it, and it's becoming more of the norm. So eventually, I feel if everyone around me has already gotten it, I might get it.
Yeah.
But we'll
by
see.
the time this episode airs tomorrow, I may or may not be getting the vaccine. I'm still in between about it, and I've been thinking about this shit all week. Because for one, I fucking hate needles.
I think everyone does.
Even getting a regular shot, I'm a little bitch. When
I had to get the tetanus for my niece when she was born, I fucking hated that.
And see, it's not that it hurts. It doesn't hurt, but just like that initial, like, just leading up to, I'm just like, ugh, like it just makes me, ugh, I don't know. I think it fucked me up was watching Saw, and that chick fell in the pit with all the needles, and she's like,
I think, is it Saw 2 where like they got to get like a key that's in like a basket of fucking like used needles and shit?
Yeah.
And he like sticks his hand in there to find the key and shit, and he's like,
So maybe it was either that when I broke my hand because they had to numb it, because they had to reset it, and this big ass needle said, oh, this is just gonna hurt a little bit,
just a wee bit,
and he fucking did it. I was like,
So my thing with it is, I remember, this is why I don't give blood, but I remember people were volunteering to give blood at high school when we were seniors, and this girl I knew, she comes back in, and I see her arm, and it's like looks bruised as shit, and she was like, they missed my vein like 3 fucking times. And like the way that shit looked, I was just like, I'll never do that. Fuck that. It's my blood, homie.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm in between about it, because I've been good like this whole time. Knock on wood. If you're superstitious, but it's just like I feel like I don't need it.
Yeah.
But then that goes to say too, it's like, what if I'm just one of those people that are asymptomatic, and I don't want to be spreading it to people? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I feel like if somebody else who absolutely needs it can get it before I do, then I'm completely cool with that. But I just I don't really want to jump into it if I don't personally need it.
Yeah.
And then that too is like I haven't really done all my research on the vaccine. Like I just know the different types that are out, and then Johnson & Johnson is supposed to come out with one, and it's
supposed to be
a
one shot.
The one shot. So
it's
maybe I'll wait for that.
I think the Johnson & Johnson one was just approved at the beginning of the week, but it's one shot, and they don't have to keep it in like Arctic temperatures to keep it like fresh or whatnot. So that's like the beauty of that product. I gotta quit saying that. I say that all the time at work. I'm like, the beauty of this product.
It's the beauty of these products.
The beauty of this, actually.
So if you're looking for,
if you're looking for something for your life,
just something a little bit different.
The beauty in this. If you would see the beauty in this for me,
I'm so comfortable on this episode.
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. See, we got to get you in this fucking zone more often, because the content just flows.
I'm chill, baby.
You just chill. I'm a chill ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I'm way too relaxed right now. I don't know if it's just like lack of sleep. Y'all know I don't sleep, so whatever.
Rolling. He ain't slept in weeks.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'll figure out tomorrow if I'm really gonna get it. A lot of people are saying do it, and then I got my family on one side. They're kind of iffy about it, and then you have all these people spitting out like conspiracy theory type shit.
I found this on YouTube.
Yeah. So that worries me a little bit. Not the fact that like I believe that shit, but just like
it's worse when people you love are the ones who are falling into the trap.
Yeah, man. And
you just don't have time to educate them on what YouTube is and what motherfuckers do on there, and but hey. It's whatever.
So I don't know. We'll find out next episode. On next episode, will Chaku get his vaccine?
So will I be doing the episode by myself because he died?
I was telling my supervisor, I'm like, yo, if I come back and I got like 4 or 5 arms and shit like Goro, and walk around here with like 6 legs and shit, like
it's gonna be like I Am Legend, dog. You're gonna be one of them things running around the street.
I mean, I already don't like the sunlight anyways. So
this nigga, see, you getting ready for it.
Yeah,
you just been programming yourself for it.
I'm already there.
But no, with the future of the world in shambles, I do think it's kind of optimistic, because what I was trying to tell you the other day was I went to dinner over at the Rim on Saturday, and of course the Palladium Theater is over there, and I was shocked at how many people were there at the theater. Now I guess the big movie that opened this weekend was the Tom and Jerry movie. So I guess that was enough to get people out there. But even the theater that's close to my job, when I drive by it all the time, like I always see a reasonable amount of people in the parking lot. A lot more than was there. Sorry, I tried to move away from the mic before that.
I'm gonna have to clip like all the burps.
Yeah, you're gonna have to clip that one. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was a lot more people that were there when I went and saw like Tenet and we were seeing movies last summer in the peak of it. So I feel like it's getting more lax. And also, with that being said, because I've been thinking this whole time, like when everyone was like shitting bricks about like how Warner Brothers was like, oh, we're doing movies simultaneously this year. Mm-hmm. I feel like it just depends on the film, and people are gonna go. Like I wholeheartedly think like Mortal Kombat and King Kong vs. Godzilla are gonna get people in the theaters. But you got Spider-Man 3 coming out on Christmas, and they're not going to a streaming platform. Mm-hmm. It's strictly in theaters. And so it's like I feel by Christmas we're gonna be back to theaters are gonna be packed again.
Yeah, and I mean if not packed, still kind of keep some of those protocols as far as like distancing goes. I mean especially because we can open up at a higher capacity now, so it's like maybe a seat or two. Yeah, but I'm excited for it because I love going to the movie theater. Oh, I miss it. And if you've watched any of IDK stuff before we started doing Saucy Boys, like. We're always going to tell you how much we love going to the theater.
It was basically our love letter.
Yeah. And I mean, that too is like you have like movie directors and people now. It's like it sucks now because this generation, like they want to watch everything on their phone or like on the go. But it takes away from the whole experience because you don't get the whole picture. Exactly. And it's like they put a lot of work into cinematography and designing sets and shit like that. And it's like, for me, it's like I have to see all of that. Yeah. So... like any big movies that are coming out, like, and they're going to be streaming, if they're, going to both theaters and on the platforms, then I'm definitely going to go to the theater first to watch it. And then if I want to recap, I can watch it at the crib or, go to the movies and see it again. So, but I feel like once, more people get vaccinated and they start opening things up more like the theaters, I personally think they're going to start doing a lot better just because people miss it so much. Yeah. And I've heard so many people talk about like how they, and, it's a lot of people like our age, some a little bit younger, but I think they're all looking forward to like getting back into the movie theater.
It's like we're not at a generation. This isn't a generation point right now where we can kill theaters. Like there's too many like young kids right now who have great memories of the theater to which I think it can easily be reintroduced back to
first dates.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not even talking like that. I'm talking like fucking like 5-year-olds who have like who've like basically seen like the last 5 years of Marvel movies in theaters, and it's like that's all something they can easily get reintroduced back to. It's not something that's gone from their life forever. Yeah. In fact, I feel like it could even turn into like a blip in their life where they won't even remember. Like, oh, you remember when we couldn't go to theaters? Like when they're our age, they're not going to be thinking that shit. Yeah. And that's just my opinion on it.
A lot of people, me especially, like being in the film industry and knowing that side of things, it's like people are like, oh, like the death of the theater and blah blah blah. But I really don't think it would come to that, and I hope it never does. Yeah, because just like that experience. I mean, unless you got like a home theater and you balling like that, then cool. But not everybody's.
But I feel like they've been talking that shit for so long.
They have been.
About the theaters going out of business. Oh, theaters dying. Oh, theaters. You can't. It's just it like any business, things change and you got to adjust. It's what they always say. You either adapt or die. Mm-hmm. And so like what we're seeing now, and I don't mean to become more IDK pod on this, but what we're seeing now is movies that you can get made. Movies that you could get made back in the day that weren't like a franchise or anything like that, they're just going straight to like a streaming service as a series. Yeah. And that works better because those movies anyways, you'd want to see a series on them. Yeah. And then you get your franchises in the theater, which bring people and bring the butts to the seats and all that shit. And that's just how it's going to go from now. But it's like we're in an age now where it's like being on TV isn't a bad thing no more. Because we grew up in the 90s where like actors, they went the way you did it was you had to go from TV to get a big movie role and then leave TV behind completely. And then with this last decade, we've seen all these big actors come back to TV in the form of a streaming platform, and that's now like the wave. So it's like, oh, if you want to make something that means something to you, like an interesting product and interesting that's not all superheroes and wham bams and a new franchise or shit like that,
or just something that you have like full creative control of, because they're giving a lot of actors and actresses and writers and directors a lot of like leeway, which is shit that they want to produce and put out. And there's not really, because there's not a lot of like studios involved with it. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you're just dealing with Netflix.
Yeah.
And so you have this budget and you just produce these things. And I mean, they fuck with it for a reason. So with that being said, has there been any movies? I think we talked about this briefly, but about them potentially like releasing movies on like Netflix original type joints to like theaters.
I haven't looked into that.
Or is this something that I've just been thinking about?
I haven't. Yeah, that's probably something you've been thinking about. But if anyone is doing that or trying things like that, I think Alamo Drafthouse will be the first up on it. Because didn't they do something like that for
It was the interview, right? It was released on
No. The interview was different. That was leaked.
Oh yeah.
Because of Sony hack. I'm thinking. I could have sworn when the last season of Stranger Things debuted, they just got out the way. I could have sworn like they debuted like the first episode of the new season at like Draft House or something like that.
See, that would be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like because then that would keep the theater still going.
Yeah.
Because then you have like, let's say Netflix wants to premiere like the first week something is coming out and they premiere it at the movie theaters. And so it's like maybe like the first week or the first 2 weeks and then it releases on Netflix.
And
so
I think that's what they did. Like I think like the new season of Stranger Things was dropping like a week in advance.
Yeah.
But it was like if you want to see the first episode of the next season early, go to your Draft House and you can be able to watch it the Friday prior.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that's what they did.
If they, yeah, I mean that's cool. It's a good way to kind of keep the theater alive, and incorporate, different platforms. It's a different avenue. You know what I'm saying? It's a different way for not only directors and producers and actors and whoever to like get their projects on, multiple things. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Also, a side note, I got to get this off, dog. Yo, Uncle Nearest, my nigga killing it, dog.
Yeah. This
shit is like, this is dangerous because all I'm tasting is Coke right now. And that's an issue. I like if this was Beam or Daniels, like I could taste, I'd still be able to taste it, and it's like, ugh, now, and that's the problem.
You see me pouring that shit, right?
Yeah.
I was just like,
I saw you pulled up on it.
Maybe I need a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more of the Nearest.
So this might be another a saucy end.
Yeah, the sauce factor is high,
and I'm extra chill today.
That's true. I think maybe that it is. I think that's another cool thing about it. This is really mellowing me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's out of control saucy, like where I'm like where I feel like I'm sloshed and I'm like slurring words and shit like that, like the Kenichi did that one episode.
Yo, what was that? What was the other shit that had me it wasn't Terramana, was it?
Was it the Centauri?
Was it the Tori? Tori. Shit, I don't remember.
Or was it one of the other rums that we did?
I gotta go back and like watch the episodes. Cause one of them I was feeling some kind of way. I was like, yo, let's end this. Cause
we gotta wrap this, man. I'm about to expose myself.
Still got a long night. I'd have been revealing all kinds of secrets. Y'all would have got to know me a little too personally.
But shit, I guess we can jump into music corner now. Hey, I had mentioned it last episode, but did you ever get around to checking out that Hip Hop Uncovered on Hulu?
I did not.
So
you know how my life's.
It's all good. So this show was really fucking dope. Basically, it like revealed a bunch of shit that I didn't know about what's going on with like basically hip hop since the beginning of it, man. And it's like we all know that hip hop is portrayed to us is like the hip hop stars that we all like or grew up watching and listening to. They all got their style from like the neighborhood drug dealer and shit. But what you didn't realize was how much the game was like funded off of these people that they looked up to. So it's like it follows in the line of a few people. One, Waka Flocka Flame's family, his mom and his uncle. I had no idea we're so rooted in hip hop like that, and that's basically how Waka got his break because, and like yeah, he didn't even want to rap, but it's because like they were tied so deep into shit, they got him on. Like his uncle was like best friends with Run DMC when they were like at their peak, and shit. And like his uncle also had ties to Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who's the guy, the Harlem drug dealer that Paid in Full is based off of. All these other things are based off of basically by him, and he's also the one who funded Murder Inc. before they went under. And that's why they went under, because they went after him, basically.
Oh, shit.
So, but yeah, his uncle was friends with him and was like a drug dealer in the 80s. And he was like saying like, yo, like all these people they didn't know, but like, it's like they saw Run DMC style and shit. And they were just like, yo, that's dope. Leather jackets, the black pants with the fucking Adidas with the fat, but in like the big dookie chains. But it's like, yo, they were just dressing like the drug dealers. Like they were the flyest motherfuckers in the borough back then. So that's who they were trying to look like.
Well, I mean, shit, you hear like Pharrell talk about a lot of shit, and he's always like, yo, like that's what we like looked to for like just like styling shit, because they had all the girls, they had, you know, all the dope cars, and like
they look like
that.
success to them because they're growing up in households without fathers and shit. They don't see success, but when they look on the block and they see homeboy pulling up in his nice whip with the dookie chain and the Kango and shit,
pulling
it's
up
like
just fresh.
And it's like that's success, and it's easy to attain. All I got to do is go talk, introduce myself, and I can be in the game too. So it's Waka's mom. Her name is Deb. That's what she goes by. It's her brother. His name is Bimmy. He's like this light skinned dude. Then it's this dude from the West Coast named Big U, who's like I believe they're like the Rolling 60s Crips. He's like one of the originals. Then it's a dude in Detroit, Trick. And then also in New York is Haitian Jack.
Haitian Jack.
Now Haitian Jack you might have heard, because Haitian Jack got into some beef with Pac back in the day. And apparently Pac accused Haitian Jack of setting, because Haitian Jack was a known stick-up kid in the 80s. And so like when he came up and became like on his own shit, he just was like a flashy motherfucker. So he's the one who took credit for putting Pac in Versace, putting Pac in Gucci, and making him wear all that shit. So they had like that friendship. But you remember like a few years ago they were saying like this letter surfaced from Madonna talking about how like she wrote Tupac a letter when he was in prison saying like, the reason why we can never be together is because I think I would like temper your image towards your fans, and your fans don't need to see your sensitive side. Basically what that stems from is like Haitian Jack pulled up to the studio in Atlanta and Madonna was there, and everybody in the studio was like, yo, Haitian Jack here, and they ran out. It was like, yo, Haitian Jack, what's up? And they left Madonna in the studio, and Madonna was like, what the fuck's going on? And they was just like, Madonna, you live in New York and you don't know Haitian Jack? And she was like, no, I don't know who that is. So they put her on and they started dating. The thing is, Haitian Jack was the nigga that Tupac wanted to be. Haitian Jack is the nigga that Tupac hung out with and got the inspiration for his character in Paid in Full. Not Paid in Full, Above the Rim.
Oh,
the fucking
So I'm gonna have to watch this shit.
Yeah, this shit is it's interesting as fuck, bro. But it's like all this shit gets revealed to you.
It's crazy too, cause like, okay, you have like this hip hop undercover, and then like you had like that interview back in the day with fucking Quincy Jones, where he's just saying all kinds of like wild shit. And it's like, I feel like a lot of these people are getting older and they're just like, fuck it, like just let it rip.
And that's what he was saying. Like Haitian Jack was like, I hate it like people want to diss me now, because it's like Tupac dies, he puts out the last album he recorded, the Don Illuminati. He has a track on there where he's basically dissing Haitian Jack, and he says his name on wax, and that's a serious problem back then. But he's already dead, so you can't do nothing. So people think I'm the one who killed Tupac. He's like, y'all don't know Tupac. He had the perfect name because there were two Pacs. Like,
and welcome back to Saucy Boy.
Check.
Oh shit!
Wow.
All right. Well, after that brief intermission,
that was crazy. So when we last left you, we were discussing the hip hop undercover show. But what I was telling you about was Haitian Jack was like saying like this Pac was two people, and he was basically putting on an act for like his fans and everybody like that, and also trying to prove himself. So the thing with that was when he got with Death Row, like Suge kept telling him like, yo, stop hanging out in Compton. You don't know motherfuckers out there. Like, you don't know how it is. Like, stop trying to put on a scene for these motherfuckers. So, like, the whole, like, the fight in Vegas that led to him getting killed was because, like, he stole off on a Crip, basically, to, like, prove himself to the Bloods he was hanging out with. and shit like that for no reason. And it's like that was like the issue with it. So I told you some other shit earlier, but that's I won't delve into that because that has to do with another podcast, and they're more equipped to speak on that shit, and I don't want to like be putting that shit out there. But no, this show is crazy, bro. Like it sheds a light on a lot of shit, and I was just like,
how many episodes is it?
It's I think it's 5 episodes. I haven't seen the final one. I've seen 4 of them, and I think the last one debuted this week. What's it on? It's on. You can watch it on Hulu.
Okay, all right.
But like, yeah, it's on FX on Hulu. But what's his name? Waka Flocka's uncle. He's like taking credit for creating the term GOAT. Cause he was like, he's like LL Cool J and me go way back. And I was working with LL Cool J for a while. So it was like after he gets out of prison and he gets back on and he's like legit now from drug dealing, he goes to Def Jam and he's working on Def Jam and he's working with LL. He's like, I always want to work with you and shit. And like, he's working on the GOAT album that will be titled the GOAT album. And like LL's like, they're doing the shit and he's like, I just don't know what to name this shit. And like, he's like, yo, you the GOAT. You the GOAT. That's what you are. You got to be the GOAT. That's what we call this shit. And he's like, he's like, he immediately looks at the camera. He's like, and I'm kicking myself every day that I didn't trademark that shit.
Damn.
But it's like I told him, like, you the GOAT. You got it. You the greatest of all time. So that's what we're gonna name this album.
Can LL confirm that?
I don't think he's on it to confirm it, but I'm gonna take this Bimmy dude's word for it. But it's a crazy fucking show, bro.
Damn, I'm gonna have to get into that one of these days when I got some extra time instead of being on TikTok.
Yeah, just put the TikTok down. But the episodes,
put the TikTok down.
I think they're about 45-minute episodes.
Oof.
They burn pretty fast though. It's all cool shit that you want to watch.
Fuck, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, 45 minutes. It's not that I don't have a short attention span. It's just
like fucking TikTok. That's why.
It's hard to get through an hour's worth of shit when because I'm on time crunch, you know? Mm-hmm. So I gotta get it in where I can. But them 20-minute episodes of shit be.
But that's the thing. You can only get so much in the 20 minutes, bro.
But see, if they just split it up, so like they have 5 episodes, if they just extended it to like 10, it would be good. And then I could just watch 20-minute episodes and it'd be easier.
So look.
Come on, fuck, make it easy for me.
I had a day off and I like knocked these hoes out. Like not even realizing it. It was just something where like I took care of all my shit. And I posted up, and I put 1 episode on. I was like, "Fuck it, let me do the next."
So see, this is the thing. We had Snowvid, and I was like, "All right, fuck, I get to catch up on shows, and I get to practice, and I get to do all kinds of shit." No fucking power. Everybody that had power was bragging they had power, but they were like, "Hey, if you need a shower, come over." So I appreciate that.
And they probably got a high ass power bill too.
Yeah, but man, so I really gotta. I'm gonna add that to my list. You know what I watched last night? I couldn't sleep, so I watched.
Could have watched hip hop on cover.
I could have,
motherfucker.
I watched that movie. I Care a Lot.
Mm-hmm. How was it?
It's actually not bad.
I saw the trailer. I wanted to watch it, but I never got around to it.
It's a little lengthy, but it's not bad. Like it got to a point where it's like, all right, damn, like when is it gonna get to, you know?
You hit the button to see how much longer was
it. Yeah. But I had like it was like 30 minutes left or something. So I was like, all right, cool. It just seemed like the direction, but overall, it was solid. So I would say when you get a chance, check that out. Yeah, man. I'll have to get into that. I'll get into the Hulu shit. You know what I want to catch up on is Snowfall.
Oh,
I watched the first episode.
I'm gonna get into that.
Now they got the new
season 4 is out. Yeah, I'm gonna start watching that. Actually, I keep trying to find an appropriate time to start because I'm like you. I don't like starting shit late at night because I know I'm gonna fall asleep on it, and I don't feel like fucking going back to find where I crashed out at and shit. But yeah, that's next on my list because I'd seen like 2 or 3 episodes during the first season and told myself like, oh, I like this. I need to get back to it, but I just never did. And, you know, next thing I know, I look up, we're on season 4, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. And I randomly started watching that. I didn't even know it was like a thing. I remember seeing like the trailer for it. It was around the same time I started watching Atlanta. Yeah,
that's the same with me. It's supposed to be loosely based on Freeway Ricky Ross.
Okay.
And his story back out in L.A. or whatnot in the early 80s. But I think that's only like the first 2 seasons. Like where they're at now, they've just like taken creative liberties and they're just writing it out. to finish it off.
Yeah, but I heard nothing but good things about Snowfall, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Really good. It was like one of the last things John Singleton was working on before he passed away.
Dang, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh man. So with it being Women's History Month, what are some female artists, or like what are your favorite female artists that you're rocking out to? Either like,
I won't say favorite, but I'll tell you what I heard recently that I completely forgot about. It was dope as shit. So the HEB that me and my girl like to go to, it's over in the Alamo Heights area because it's like right down the street from where she stays.
Yeah.
And like it seems like every time we go here, they're playing the Jammy Jams, my guy. Like they got some dope shit playing, bro. Like all the fucking time.
Wait, you talking about the one?
It's off Broadway, right behind the quarry.
Like the old. Fuck.
Not the Brown Building one, but the one that's like right by Stoneworks in Lincoln Heights.
Okay.
Like if you drive 5 minutes down from like where like Rebar and all that shit is, it's gonna be off on the right hand side.
Okay, I know which one you're talking about.
They play. I don't know who's running the stations on that bitch. They playing the jams, my guy. They playing the fucking jams.
I
bro.
believe it because I've been in there one time, and I'm gonna let you go ahead.
But we were in the aisle, and fucking No Doubt, Walking in the Spiderwebs came on, and I was like, yo.
I forgot about that.
I ain't heard this shit in forever. I was like, yo, this is lit. This is nice.
My sister was big on No Doubt.
Yeah,
so like,
so my older sister.
we hear that album on fucking repeat.
Mm.
I remember that shit. We used to go skating and they'd play that shit.
Fuck you.
I was in I think it was that same HEB. It was either that one or it was the one on Kitty Hawk. And I walked in there and they was fucking playing Jay Dilla.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
What?
I was like, Dilla and HEB?
What's going on?
No George Strait? It's fucking, it's Dilla? What? I even like, I thought I was tripping, so I Shazammed it too. And I was like, yo, they really fucking playing Dilla in here.
I've been going there a lot recently.
It's like, all right, HE Bizzle?
One other time, I think it was the same time. It was like right before the No Doubt came on. They were playing Santana. And it's like, money in your mind. And like I'm on an aisle and I can hear like the lady looking at the other end, like singing to herself. I'm just like, yo, this is the spot, man. I gotta keep coming here. This place is nice.
Club HEB.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I'll roll up in there with a good mood.
Give me a residency.
Like,
I'll be in there playing all the good
DJ,
shit.
you just in the back in the freezer section, just. Yo, we got the meat over there.
Yeah, half off on whatever. But No Doubt, that's a good. I haven't fucking listened to No Doubt in a long time.
Yeah.
I used to play that shit in my sets, but then somebody called me corny one time. But now I gotta, stop giving a fuck about what
I was about to say, you took that to heart? Like, they could eat it too.
Nah. Okay, so I don't really take things to heart, but I'm just all right, cool. I'll never play that again.
Because
cool.
one motherfucker said that. What
one
a
motherfucker called me corny.
One fucking 20-year-old. You want to play Lil Yanni?
What is this old? That's not Gwen Stefani. What? Fuck out of here. So when it comes to women artists, I'm gonna say one of my favorite right now is Brittany Howard. She has a lot of dope shit. I don't know if you know Alabama Shakes. Something about her fucking voice, dude. I love it. And then on top of that, just like from videos that I've seen of her like live performances, which I was like, they had a show, I think it was like right before South by Southwest in 2019. And I was like, yo, I want to go, but I had gigs and shit, so I wasn't able to go. But she's like one artist that I want to see like perform live because she just fucking, her energy is crazy. But Brittany Howard's probably like one of the tops right now. Her and then the chick from Crangbin. I don't know. The bass player. I
got to start paying more attention to what's out now.
Easy.
All I hear is just like the rappers. I don't know like too many of like the singers outside of like SZA, her. Them like outside of them.
Hers fucking dope.
Hers nice. She was part of D'Angelo's Versus last week.
Yeah.
Did like
I seen that
songs
shit.
on that.
I was like, whoa. The shit that she did for the Super Bowl was fucking crazy. And I didn't realize, because I didn't really like listen to her music like that, mainly because
I know. I understand.
Previous reasons.
I understand.
So I just didn't feel like hearing all that shit. But then like after, listening to her more recently, I'm like, yo, she has a lot of good, like just good shit, and her voice is nice too. So Oh man, but other than that, I have to think about more as we go through, the rest of this month. I have to think more about just different female artists. And if y'all got some too that y'all are listening to, y'all can shoot it to us. We'll check it out. Cause I know there's more than just like her, SZA. There's this other chick,
Jasmine Sullivan.
Nah, well, that last album she came out with was pretty good. I forgot her name. I'll post it up or I'll send it to you, and we'll talk about it next show. But she has some good shit too. I heard her a remix of hers on like Selection Radio. So, but it was like some reggae type shit, but it was good. Coffee is dope too. I played some of her shit. Did you hear that? You heard it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not tripping. Yeah, I feel like this building is haunted. But it is. Yeah, that shit was wild. On that note, we gonna wrap this episode up.
Don't wrap it.
All right. I'm just playing. But yeah. Damn, what was we even talking? That shit threw me off.
Music, female artist. But we did get a lot of them out the way. Let's save the rest of them for
we're gonna have to save the rest of this month, and we're gonna pack up and get out of this. That shit was fucking weird. I wonder if you can hear it back on the.
I wonder. We'll see. Yeah, just to let you know, we are looking for new studios. So,
God damn. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up.
Saucy Boys.
I go by the name of Chaku.
Mike Stokes.
And if you want to contact us, hit us up on at Saucy Boys Pod on Instagram. You can email us at idkpodcast2020@gmail.com. You can hit his at. You can hit my at. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, set your notifications to... see whenever we're posting new episodes, and we'll see y'all next week.
Take care.
Peace.